Hello DIY friends. Today we are making a pillow, a little decoration for your house. I've been doing a lot of other types of sewing and I thought that this would be a really quick and easy project. Turns out that it wasn't quick, but it still came out really cute. I found these pillows on Pinterest and they are expensive. I'm not paying almost $200 for a throw pillow. If you would, I'll leave them linked if you want to purchase them, but I think we can make them for less, and I know we can because I already made them. Here's how the pillow came out. It's so good. It was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be, but I think that's because I used stretch velvet. If you use a fabric that is not stretchy, I think it'll be a lot easier for you to match up all of the edges and make it look super even. With that being said, I'm going to take you over to the cutting table and we're going to start cutting out some strips to make this pillow. Here's all the fabric that I'll be using. I actually picked these fabrics up from a place called Sass here in Arizona. They have a ton of velvets. These are actually stretch velvets, which does make them hard to sew together, but if you have trouble with it, you can always put some fusible interfacing on the back and it's not going to stretch except for on the bias. So that is an option if you're worried about stretching. I'm going to start by cutting them into, I think I'm going to do 1.5 inch strips. I'm going to make a ton of them and then we're going to sew them together and then sew the squares together. I love this color. It's gold but also has like a green undertone. I will definitely be doing something else with this another time because it's so pretty. So I'm going to line this up with the markings on my mat, and then I'm going to take my rotary cutter and I'm going to make a straight edge. See, I have some clipped here, so I'm just going to cut this off. So I'm going to just cut this off and then I'm going to cut these into 1.5 inch strips. So here's my inch mark and this is my half mark. And then I'm just going to cut. Here is our first strip. I'm going to make them longer than this. They need to at least be 10 inches in length because I'm making 4 squares that are 10 by 10. Keep that in mind. It's good to have smaller ones though as well. So I'm going to cut a couple more strips of this, long strips, and then I'll cut out the other ones. You could totally do these strips of fabric different sizes too. They don't all have to be the same width. I personally just think that if they are 1.5 inches, I'll be able to fit a lot of them in a 10-inch square. So that's kind of why I chose this size. But you can do whatever your heart desires.
Something that makes us complete when we finally see.
Now that we have our strips cut out, I'm going to cut out some fusible interfacing that is 10 by 10. Actually, for seam allowance, when putting them together, I'm going to make this an 11 by 11.
Together with hearts intertwined.
Then what we're going to do, take this square. The bumpy side is the glue side, so you want to put your fabric wrong side to bumpy side. I'm going to find another color and I'm going to put it on top. And then I'm going to sew these seams so that when we open it, it will sit like this. Okay, I'm going to take it over to the sewing machine. I'll show you what I'm doing. I have both of those pieces together.
It's nothing quite like you. There's love enough to go around, and space. Breathe it in and slowly breathe.
All of my strips are sewed on. I'm going to just clean up the edges. I already started, but I'm going to show you what I'm doing. So I have the fusible interfacing fused to the back, and then I am just trimming the excess. So this is what that looks like. I have all 4 blocks sewn together. So now we're going to put good side to good side, and sew along. Have 2 panels sewn together, and then I'm going to sew them right sides together like this to create a big square. Okay, this is what it is looking like, and now we need to make a back piece for it. Here's the pillow that I picked up. This is from Amazon. I got 2 of them for like $11.99. These are not good quality pillows. I would not recommend you purchase these, but they'll work for what I am looking for. I wanted them to be like double this in volume, but that's okay. And then here is how the pillowcase turned out. I think it's exactly how I wanted it. It's exactly like the picture. I'm just going to stuff this bad boy in here. I think what I might do is maybe put a snap closure on the back because it wants to open up, but I mean, you're not gonna know when it's on the couch. Is this $175 of a pillow? I think so. Okay, let's go put it with the other one downstairs. If this doesn't look like the inspo picture, I don't know what does. For somebody who doesn't quilt and for doing this DIY, I think it turned out fine. I will be putting a closure on the back to keep this closed, but here's the back. This is just some scrap fabric that I had. I love to pick up quilting cotton from the thrift store, especially like Goodwill has bags of fabric, usually scrap fabric. So this is an example of one that I just picked up yesterday that I paid $2.49 for all of this fabric. Like some of these don't have a lot in them. Some of them are like a half a yard or maybe even less, and then some of them like these 2 are a full yard. So definitely keep your eye out for fabrics at the thrift store. If you wanted to recreate this pillow and not use a stretch fabric, you can find other velvets on Etsy, or you could totally just do a different fabric if you wanted. You could do just like a plain cotton and do the same type of get the same type of look out of it. I think that would be really cute as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful for you, and I hope that you learned something through this process. If I was going to do this again, I just wouldn't use stretch velvet. It makes it a lot harder, and I think this project took a lot longer because I used the stretch velvet. So that is my only advice. I am in love with it, and I'm so glad that I got to share this with you. Thank you so much for watching. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell so that you get notified when I post next, and I will see you in the next video.